I didn't choose. Yes. Don't get it confused from working, but homie, I still murk you. Come on. We'll never lose.
Warning: the opinions that are expressed are fact and are purely fact. They are not any opinions or fanboy bullshit. If you are bitch made and you do not like opinions, then go ahead and leave now. Otherwise, enjoy the commentary. Yes, sir! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Eazy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BKA the People's Champ, coming to you live with another commentary. This time is on Villa. This is probably my first commentary on Villa. It's a TDM. It's a Real Talk Tuesday here in the People Station, man. And you know, I'm gonna talk about what Hard 8 Times was talking about. I'm gonna touch on that and really touch it all the way up and just bring some stuff to the forefront for you guys as to why things are the way they are with between Xbox. But pause for a camping bitch. Look at this motherfucker right here, man. I'm gonna kill his punk ass. But anyway, back to live action. Like I said, man, you know, the Xbox and the PS3, you know, the debate is gonna go on and on and on and on. But the debate is not whether the Xbox is a better machine or if it's the PS3 is better, because I mean, statistically, between the Xbox and the PS3, there's no comparison hardware-wise. The PS3 blows it out of the fucking water. Everything is better as far as from a technical standpoint. If you put a computer nerd like me, because I'm a self-proclaimed computer nerd, if you put me in a room with an Xbox and a PS3, I would tell you that the things on the Xbox are old and outdated, but they'll work, but are functional. I mean, if they were just computers, I would say they're old and outdated, but they're functional. But and you can get by using this. But this one right here is going to take you further. And that's how it is with the PS3. The Xbox stuff is old and outdated, but it's not so far outdated that that it's not usable. And look at this motherfucker camping in the corner. I told you I was going to get his ass. But anyway, it's not unusable in that, you know, they continue to update their software. And just things, there's nothing out there that can push the boundaries of the PS3 right now. There's just not a game out there that can really do it unless it's a PS3 exclusive. So if they were to develop a cross-platform game and code it for the Xbox as well as the PS3, it would be crazy, man, because of the simple fact that it would end up being something like the Nintendo versus the Sega. Games on Sega were vastly different than games on Nintendo because they made them for two different systems and one had a different capacity. You know, that's just how it was with the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. Back when I was young, you know, I couldn't picture this. But anyway, like I said, it's just like it's just a huge difference. Like I said, the hardware from a technical standpoint, the PS3 blows the Xbox out of the water. But like I was telling somebody yesterday, the things that keeps Xbox alive is because their marketing strategy since the 80s is second to none. What they do is they take like Apple's thing was, we're better than you. If you watch the Pirates of Silicon Valley, you'll hear Steve Jobs say this: we're better than you, we'll always be better than you, we have a better product. And then Bill Gates says, you don't get it. It's not about having a better product, you know, and he just left it at that. And what he was really trying to say, hip fire, you get caught up in it. But anyway, what he was really trying to say is, it doesn't matter if you're better if you have good marketing. Meaning that Apple, everybody knows that Apples and Macs were better than any PC could ever dream to be. But because Microsoft made their money because they sold software, and Apple, if you wanted the Mac OS, you had to get a Mac. But Bill Gates made it so that you could put Windows on any computer. So while Apple had to sell a whole computer or whatever, or the Mac operating system there, and they were bound by who they could sell that to, Windows and Bill Gates, they went and said, shit, we'll sell this motherfucker to anybody that'll buy it. And they made that, and they, you know, when they got a deal with Dell, and Dell got the government contracts and stuff, they made their money with Dell before Windows even hit the shelf. They sold, you know, a few million units because they have a deal with Dell to outfit them with Windows, with the new Windows is all the time. And so like there's no way that Apple could compete with that. How the hell can you compete with a company that has already outsold you before their product even hits the shelves? So, you know, that was a big thing. That's why Bill Gates is beating the hell out of that's why Microsoft is beating the hell out of Apple. Dolphin dive, fail, bitch. But that's why they're beating the hell out of them, and that's why they're continuing to dominate the video game market in the way that they are, because they are selling an inferior product. But the way that they're selling this inferior product is, and the funding where it's coming from, is crazy. It's just like Verbal to tell you, if you're gonna market a product, you market a product around its strong points, and then you convince the buyer that those strong points are the only things that matter, and then you just go from there. So like So like while PlayStation 3 is saying, you know, we just have a better overall machine, Microsoft has been able to convince people that that doesn't even matter, that they have a better machine, because the online experience is what people really want, and our online experience is better. And somehow they even almost make us forget that we have to pay for it, and that's just a great marketing strategy. They say that online play is all that anybody really cares about. They took it and said, okay, people are gonna want to, in the future, people are gonna want to play online. We're gonna go ahead and start it and make ours the best out there, and we're gonna start out making you pay for it. So that when it becomes commonplace, so when everybody starts making you pay for their online service, we're already ahead of the curve. And then, you know, they started out doing that and people paid for it from the beginning. Now PlayStation 3 trying to tell us that we have to pay for PSN. You know, it's going to eventually happen. It has to. You just cannot compete with somebody that's funded with a non-funded product. It's impossible. You can't do it. So it's going to go pay eventually, or it's gonna die off. I mean, that's just it. They can't develop things. They can't pay anybody to develop anything specifically for the PSN network. And I'm not talking about the PS3 itself, not talking about exclusive game titles. You can't get anybody to write the software and get the updates that Microsoft have because they are funded. And it's not their fault they're funded, because PS3 started out free. It's just like my wife telling me I have to pay for sex now. You know, that's just not gonna happen. But if she was telling me from the beginning, you know, she got me in the habit of paying for sex, I would either have done two things. I'd have been paying for sex from the beginning, or I wouldn't have been having sex with my wife. I mean, it's just been one of the two things, and that's what PS3 people did, you know, with Xbox, or PS2 people did with Xbox. I'm not gonna pay for online, and the people that are on Xbox, we're paying for that, and we're paying for a better online experience. What the fuck was he doing? He just sitting there capping. But like I said, you gonna see how I'm trapping with this Nova gas. Suck on this Nova gas, bitch. Yes, and if you can suck it in the back, you can suck it from the front hole. But anyway, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time. But like I said, largely what it comes down to is Microsoft has more funding because of Xbox Live, and you pay for that, and they already got us used to paying for that. So that's a plus for them. And then number two, they use the money that they're getting from Xbox Live to get the cross-platform people to develop the game for the Xbox first, and then just port it over to PS3. Because if they did it backwards, let's just be honest, it wouldn't fit. I mean, if you develop a game for something that's developed on Blu-ray or whatever, I'm gonna revive your bitch ass. Get your bitch ass up. But anyway, if you develop something that was made for Blu-ray and then ported it to Xbox, it wouldn't fit, and thus they would absolutely have to code two totally separate games, and the games would be different. Instead of doing that, what they did is they just said, we'll just make it for the Xbox, and it'll fit on the Wii. You know, it'll be able to go down. Look at this nasty ass two-piece. You know, it'll fit on the PS3, and that's why they largely are getting shitted on, because it's not taking advantage of all that their product is capable of. And that's why it seems like it's a dumbed down version, because it largely is. Now, you could never backwards port it. Like, if it's something that size that it would have to be on the PS3, you could never backwards port that to any other system. So that's why they can't do it, just develop it for the PlayStation 3 first and then send it over to Xbox and then to the Wii. It just wouldn't work. It's not feasible. It just wouldn't happen. So that's why the cross-platform gamers are happy to take it with Microsoft first. And then that's also why you'll see a lot of times they'll go ahead and say, well, it's easier to code for Microsoft, because like I said, they have the software aspect of it locked down. I mean, it's just like what they code on anyway to write a game for the Xbox. So Microsoft went and they sold their ease of use and their online as if they were the only thing that mattered, and the easiness to code for it, because it's like a platform that they're used to coding for. And they pushed that out there, and they like I said with marketing, and y'all can ask Verbal will probably back me up in the comments. When you are marketing a product, that's what you do. You sell the product strong points as if they are the only thing that matter to the consumer, and eventually those will be the only things that matter to the consumer, or they won't buy it and it's going to fail. But when you're selling an inferior product, that's the only way that's inferior in many ways. That's the only way that you can survive. But anyway, man, I done already talked too long. I'll talk more about this on my little podcast tonight. Me and Snacks and NASA might do it, but me and Snacks definitely will. And until next time, it's your boy Jay Eazy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BKA the People's Champ. Holla!
That was so fucking epic!